Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Cato and I'm so glad you're joining me again today. Today's video is another episode in my Casual Friday series, so we'll be making a clean and simple card today. It's maybe a little less clean than usual, but it's really simple and easy to make. I think I spent maybe 35 minutes on the card and the matching envelope, so it was done in no time. I started out by die cutting a panel of Clairefontaine DCP 250 GSM white cardstock using a Wonky stitch rectangle by My Favorite Things. And I am blending the confetti, the card-sized confetti stencil on there with some Pinkfresh Studio inks. I will list all the colors I used in the description below. I'm using the lightest shade in each color family today. I don't usually do pastels, but I figured it would make the hearts stand out a little better if the background was light colored. This stencil set has 2 layers and I will be sticking to the same colors for both layers, and that will keep it a little bit less busy than it would normally be if you would add some different colors for the second layer. I really like this stencil set. It's great for confetti, like it's meant to be, but it's also wonderful for bubble backgrounds if you're doing a water scene or something like that. It's a really good stencil set. Obviously, I chose a rainbow color palette for this. I usually go for rainbow if that's an option. And I am blending it around the card, but that means that the purple that I'm blending on now will overlap with the orange if I'm not careful, and that might create some muddy browns. So be aware of that if you're blending a rainbow in the round. You wouldn't have to worry about this if you're blending it diagonally or in stripes or something like that. But if you're blending it around, make sure your colors aren't overlapping too much in the middle. For my focal point, I am just stamping 2 hearts. This Conversation Hearts stamp set by My Favorite Things has 1 solid heart, which I stamped in the Aquamarine color from Pinkfresh Studio, and then it has a bunch of hearts with a couple of sentiments on there. And I stamped the Love You heart in bright pink. This is the Bubblegum by Pinkfresh Studio. A great way to ground those hearts on my panel is to just add a little bit of embroidery floss or some string underneath that, just a cluster of string. I adhered the 3 strings, those are 3 strands of embroidery floss on one side of the panel on the back, and then I wrapped it around, and then I adhered it back on the other side of the panel as well. I then glued 4 layers of thick white cardstock together and propped my background panel up on that, and this will trap the string in between those, but it will also add some nice dimension as well. Put some foam tape behind the hearts and I tucked the blue heart underneath some of the strings, and then I added 2 layers of foam tape on the pink heart. And this will make it overlap nicely with that blue heart as well. For a little extra sparkle, I am adding the Majestic Confetti sequins, or they're just called confetti. I'm always confused when I'm doing these voiceovers. These are by Studio Katja. It's just confetti. It's the Majestic Confetti. I really like this. It's super subtle and it just adds a little bit of sparkle to your project. And I'm adhering that with my Barely Art Precision Craft glue. As per usual, I am making a matching envelope as well. I'm taking that same Clairefontaine DCP 250 GSM cardstock. I really should get some thinner cardstock of this brand for envelopes, but this is what I have now and it works just fine as well. It's just a little bit heavy in the mail. And I am gluing that together with my Ballet Art Precision Craft glue, and I used my We Are Memory Keepers 123 punch board to fold this. If you're new here, that's what I always use for my envelopes. If you have ready-made envelopes, you can do this design on them as well. I just like to make my own envelopes. I find it relaxing, and I can always adjust the size to whatever I need. I'm using just one of the layers of that same stencil set, and I blended on some Distress Oxide Pumice Stone ink. I don't have any gray inks in dye inks, I think. So this is what I had. Now, Distress Oxides does resist a little bit if you put dye ink on top of it, which I found out when I stamped this hard on there. So it gives a little bit of a strange effect with the dots through the heart, but I think it's fine anyway. I did intensify that love you sentiment on both of the pink hearts, the one on my card and on my envelope with a white gel pen, and that finishes up my project. A really short video today, but that's what Casual Fridays is all about, super simple designs and super simple cards. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure to like this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. If you have any suggestions for Casual Friday topics, I would love to hear those as well in the comments below, so make sure to let me know. If you want to stay tuned for the next Casual Friday video or any of the other videos I make on my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification button if you want to be notified every time I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.